is when the music stops. Right here on Rated R Radio. He made me say it twice. This is when the music stops. Stop.
Yo, we back right here at Rated R Radio, the power discussion. My homegirl, Tamika Shaunt'e, author, writer, hustle bunny, all that good stuff. My man Ken Phise, we up in here, man. And man, is Ghost a sellout? And I asked that question, is he a sellout on the street level? Because once he found out about old girl Angela and realized what she was, once he found out that she was police, ain't that the street code to let that go? Because with the life that Ghost lived, he was putting too many people in danger. His family, his homeboy, closest homeboy and Tommy, putting him in danger. But I felt like he was selling out his family and his homeboy just to be with her or whatever, which led to eventually the downfall in their relationship.
I would say yes, for the simple fact that he never even asked her to leave it alone. He never asked her to choose between her career and him, but she asked him to.
But didn't he use that as leverage to be with her? I want to change Angela. And he kept posing that he wanted to change.
Well, but that was before he even knew how deep in the police or feds she was.
So you saying she was actually investigating something that was close to him?
Yeah, like when she was mentioning Tommy and all of that, he should have cut it then. Like I do understand him keeping her close though, because he needed that information. A lot of the information that Ghost got that's keeping him and Tommy and them out came from Angela.
So he needed to keep her
or
close
some type of talk.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I would agree with that. It's like it's almost like he may have not sold out because he needed to stay in place.
Yes,
but he stayed in place for his own reasons.
For his own reason,
not really for the team. You know what I'm saying?
And he never would have knew that what's his name, Lobos was alive.
Lobos, if it wasn't for or where he was going to be at and all that good stuff.
And that didn't
come from her. Who did that come from?
That came from Tommy being still connected with Lobos and him, and Lobos thinking Tommy still wanted Ghost dead.
Oh, so he rode with his homeboys, and so Tommy was able to tell Ghost where they are. Okay,
yes.
All right, but back to the sellout thing now. Okay,
but
you saying he used Angela for her own good as far as
they using each other. Point blank. Period.
They kind of using each other, but you know what I'm saying, you would like to see Ghost use her a little bit more.
Yes,
he using her sparingly. Well, you know what I'm saying, but it's like
now he did with that setup when they got Lobos and he watched it all go down. Unfortunately, he did have to sacrifice Tommy in the midst of it, but he got Tommy out and made her look like a damn fool.
True. You know,
so at the end of the day, I feel like it's still Tommy over her. Just like like with Tommy and Holly. Them two, they got this unhealthy friendship.
Right. It's kind of like,
but it's strong.
It's kind of like we you know, if we not cool or we not hanging as tight as we was, that's one thing. But if I see you like you out there bad, or you know you on the verge of going to jail, like I can't sleep with that, or I ain't gonna let that happen type deal. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely understand that. I don't know. Like I'm on the fence on whether he sold out. You know what I'm saying or not, because he needed to stay in position to get the information. Although he stayed in position for his own selfish reasons, it panned out. You know what I'm saying? I guess, you know what I'm saying, he didn't say like, oh, go get Tommy and block anything from coming from me. Right. And we good. You know what I'm saying?
And he's feeding her no information to help her cases.
Right.
At all.
And she helping
as
him.
Much as she keep begging, he won't. So on that aspect, I will not say that he is sellout, but he just needs to cut that.
Straddling the fence there.
He cut it.
Because at one point it's going to be her vengeance against him that's going to backfire on him. Like her trying to get Tasha to turn.
Right.
Yep. Like her trying to get Tasha Exactly.
So we coming over to we coming over to baby mama house, my current wife. You know what I'm saying? We coming over to my baby mama house, trying to get her to ride out on me. Look, don't make contact. Did he tell her before already? Don't be making contact with her without talking to me. You know what I'm saying? What are you doing,
man? And she was a G. She told Tasha was a G for that part because I thought she was gonna be like, okay, yeah, he was out doing it, but no, she was like, I was with him all night long and walked away. I'm like, man, right on.
And then told him.
And then went back and let him know what was going on. That's why I'm like, man, this situation.
And it takes Angela days to come out and tell him something that she knows that's going on.
She got to hit a brick wall before she tell him something like
or
that.
He got to be like, what's going on?
Yeah,
like,
really
this not adding up. She just not. I just feel like she will never be the woman for him as James or Ghost.
No.
Period.
Talking about Angie, right? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because, you know what I'm saying, James, Ghost, Jamie, whatever names we going by up in this storyline, I mean, they all one and the same. You know what I'm saying? So, and clearly, you know what I'm saying, the rules he playing by, she not familiar with those rules. She not interested in learning those rules, you know what I'm saying, or adapting to those rules. So it's like, you know what I'm saying, you can't rest comfortably at the crib, you know what I'm saying. You can't even put your chop up so my kid ain't out here getting in your heat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You just got too many things going on with you that just ain't lining up right. I got to go back to my little little apartment in the sky, and you know what I'm saying, and just, you know, just reflect.
Yeah, which is why that's why this situation remind me of the Puff Daddy and J-Lo incident. You know what I'm saying? It's like she wasn't ready for Puff Daddy's real lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? When they was together doing this and doing that in videos, dancing and all that, she was cool. But once that shooting went down at that club that night, and she realized what his homeboys was really capable of and that lifestyle, she wasn't about that life. She left Puff the next morning. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if she did no snake stuff on snitching on him or none of that or whatever. But I know they wasn't together no more.
Right.
And so this show kind of reminds me of that, of how, like, you know, now that it's going down, it's like Angela doing little things, like you said, trying to get other information, you know, around him. It's just like, man,
Going
overall,
to Tasha crib.
She's the
I
downfall.
told you about that shit already.
She's definitely his downfall.
She's his downfall.
Her first and main priority, she's proved time and time again, is her career, not him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Ghost didn't turn into Carl Thomas when he messing around with Angela.
I wish I never met her.
He turned into so emotional. That's what he even turned into. You know what I'm saying? He ain't thinking with a clear head. It's a whole nother thought process. Is like, I don't know how long he been with Tasha. Clearly, he got a kid that's in. He probably about high school. At least about 9th grade. You know what I'm saying? At least 9th, 10th grade. You know what I'm saying? You ain't seen this girl in I don't know how long. Is the heart still tangled up in that
tough
from that long ago? You know what I'm saying?
I
could be a little cold. I mean, I could be a little cold hearted sometimes. To where you know, I'm just saying.
To where you jeopardizing your livelihood, man. I mean, it'd be different if, you know, this wasn't.
I mean, honestly, it's an everyday thing. This is an everyday thing that happens, and
where dudes
they don't even have to be ghosts.
Where dudes have a good girl at the crib or whatnot, hard working or whatnot, a down bottom, and they still want that Angela.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That, you know, that Becky or whatever.
True story. Read Your Trash is His Treasure.
It's in the book, people. Your trash is treasure. Check it out.
I mean, yeah, I didn't really get it. I mean, going back to that whole definition of side piece, you know what I'm saying? That's a current, you know, current day terms like side piece. I mean, you got some emotions and things going on. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, prior to that, I think it was things. You know, the name was like it's your homie. It's a jump off. Jump off might have been like a little bit lower than you know what I'm saying, your homie.
The homie,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
You know, it was one of the
jump
homies.
Off was just that nighttime.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You appreciated one another. It wasn't really like, yeah, we love each other.
I don't see anything between them other than sex.
That's it.
You see, when reality kicked in, it was difficult.
That's the only time they connect is doing that.
It was like, oh, you got kids and things?
Yeah.
You going to basketball games and stuff like that? You were doing homework?
Like,
I don't do this type of stuff.
Nervous when they came over.
Nervous.
Yeah.
Nervous.
I just don't feel like she can deal with him on a a 360
outside the bedroom level, and that's how it always happens, man. It's always like that connection.
She not
be strong.
dealing with him that way. She don't do nothing.
She just lay there.
She at work all day.
Come here,
They
JB.
just connected to end. You know what I'm saying? They just happen to live at the same crib now. You know what I'm saying? Well, then they did.
Like I said, man, I'm about to protest, man. Go back home, Ghost. We want to see Tasha. We tired of seeing Angie in every episode. Man.
But Tasha has to, Tasha could be her. It.
What does Tasha? So what does the woman at home have to do to be it?
No,
to take over Angie?
It's not that she's the woman at home. Tasha has to be able to support Ghost in his transition to getting out the game. And that's what she does not want.
She ain't want to do that.
And that's his exit strategy. Because
she has to support that exit strategy and be comfortable with the fact that he just wants to be a club owner. He can still bring in the same money. She's power struck. Yeah. She is power, if you ask me.
Which goes back to the first question: who has the power and who obsessed over the power?
It's Tasha.
Because like you said,
and guess where it comes from?
What's that?
She hasn't been in this season, but it's her mother.
What you mean? What was her mom? Her mom was feeding her that stuff.
Oh, her mom was like pumping it into her. Like when they first little turmoil kicked off, the moms came out like, "What you think you gonna do?"
Oh yeah, where you gonna go? What you gonna? When she was sitting on the ground, where you gonna go, Tasha? What you gonna do? He and then she was like, he got illegal money, and how you gonna get your hands on his illegal?
How you gonna legally get that money?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I saw that.
But yeah, I mean,
she just has to be okay with the transition and support him in the transition.
So I got a question.
That's the problem.
You know what this show is almost showing you? Like, who got the power? Is it the person in the position or the person in their ear? Like you said, is it the mom in the ear of Tasha? Was it Holly in the ear of my man Tommy? Is it Milan in the ear of Ghost, or was it Angie in the ear of who has the power in this show? It's like all everything y'all bringing up brings up different dynamics from the show that define what power is, in the different ways that power can be held and strings can be pulled.
That's a good question, because I mean, I guess you could think about it like, Ghost is trying to take some power back from Tasha. Like, look, I'm not gonna live this lifestyle right now. I'm gonna take hold of my own life. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get down like this. Oh, you don't want to get down like this? I happen to run into my old boo thing. I should be like this in order to be with my new boo thing. I can just turn over a whole new leaf. You know what I'm saying? So he's trying to take some power back, but yeah, his power was in season 1. You know what I'm saying? And the power is traveling.
Yeah. Yes, it is. It definitely is. Good question,
man. Hey, this is a good season. I mean, series. Period. I think this series gives viewers a lot to think about in real life and through the show.
This season really defined why his name is Ghost.
It was Ghost. Yeah. Yeah.
Expound on that.
How? Expand on that. Well, the first thing that made it click for me was when the lady that wanted him to expand his club told him, no, we need you on social media and things like that. Like, we can't sign with you. Nobody knows who you are. You're not partying with your club and your crowds. And she was like, you're not seen. You're like a ghost.
As you should be if you hustling.
And you know what was dope?
But he's trying to be
stop
a business owner and expand. So guess what he had to do? He gave her power over him at that point. And now, I don't know if it's going to be a problem in the future, but now he's on social media and his face is all over.
Do y'all remember in season 1, it was dope is if you go
she
back
brought him out of being a ghost.
In season 1, remember, he was in the club and he was about to take a picture and Tommy jumped in front of him and he was like, wait a minute, what you doing, man? What are you doing? And he was in his ear in season 1 like, man, don't mess with that. Don't be all taking pictures and stuff like that.
She brought him out of being a ghost.
Wow.
it's kind of
nobody knows who James St. Patrick really is.
Right. It's kind of if you make a comparison, it's kind of like if he was a lower level hustler. You know what I'm saying? Going from your regular whip to the box Chevy on the 24s. Now everybody's eyes on you.
Frank Lucas.
And you should have stayed low. You shouldn't have put that fur coat on at the damn fight. You should have sat further back, just enough so you could see the fight. Frank.
Exactly.
But not be seen.
And then we know him for the black hoodie and the jogging suit.
I didn't realize that to this season either when he threw that on.
When you see him in that, it's going down.
When the hood goes on, it's over.
Last season when he went to take care of that little mommy chick in Miami. He had it on. So it surprised me when he came. I knew he was coming to whack Tommy. But Ghost never says anything. And when he opened the door, he was like, Tommy, are you here? And I'm like, what?
Oh, you talking about when he found it with Holly?
Yeah, I'm like, what is he doing? Like, so that confused me because he announced himself. Ghost never announced himself. Like when you see him, when he saved Tommy, he didn't even let Tommy know he was there.
Not at all.
He did.
Like a ghost.
Didn't. But you know what? It might also speak to the respect that Ghost had for Tommy. Like, man, I can't just sneak in on him and take him out. I'm going to have to confront him. If this is what I got to do, I'm going to have to face this. I'm not going to just sneak in and be Ghost on him and just, you know, I got to go in and holler at him. So
tell him why.
Or it may speak to another, like he maybe felt nervous about doing it and didn't, you know, or he could have did it and then changed his mind when he saw him laying on the ground with Holly. So it's a lot of different, you know, what if he didn't take her out? Because I mean, he probably would have took out Holly. I think he might have been going to take out Holly and Tommy, both of them, because he probably looked like they both tried to have me whacked by this Jamaican. I'm going to get both of them. But when he saw Holly down there, he was like, okay, he did my job for me. I'll let him live. You know, and then that's when he was able to talk it out with him to understand what went down and who did what.
Another thing that kind of comes to mind, you know what I'm saying? I ain't fully thought this one out. It just came to mind real quick. Is the power attached to the money in an aspect? Because, I mean, Ghost or Jamie, you know what I'm saying? Ghost he got the bread, but he looking to get the clean bread. That's a money aspect. Tasha like, look, that clean money ain't gonna be enough money. I need you to get this dirty money so we can still living good. You know what I'm saying? You got Kanan, he fresh out of jail. He got to get to the money. So he gonna do some things to get whatever he got to do to get to that money, to take his spot back. You know what I'm saying? It ain't all about revenge because he out now. He done his time. He could, you know what I'm saying? He can kill somebody and go on about his business, but he looking to do some things more devious than just kill somebody and go on about his business. You know what I'm saying? He got to take the empire back over. You know what I'm saying?
You know what word is interchangeable with money?
What's that?
Power. The name of the show is interchangeable. Kanan out looking for more power. Tasha don't think the club money is enough power. She wanted to stay with street money, enough power.
Milan feel like they took or stole his money power.
So he got to take it from them. So yeah, it's like it's an interchangeable. Money is the power. Power is money. It's all. Yeah,
interchangeable.
Yeah, you owe me some power. You took my power, so it's almost like, you know, the show can be called money, you know, but power is it's something within that word that has a bigger connotation. But money, power are almost both the root of evil in certain ways. You know, you can say power. The love of power is the root of evil. Not all evil, but in certain situations.
What's y'all take on the feds? And what is he in the court? Lobo's
Lobo's dude.
Oh, hey, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to get into the feds part of this, y'all. We're going to have that and much more right here on Rated R Radio.
Welcome to the Rated R Experience.
Welcome back. Last segment of this power segment that we're talking about, which is the popos, the police, Knox, the dude who I can't stand, all these other soldiers. You got moles inside the police
He
station.
ain't a mole though.
No, he not a mole. I'm talking about the other dude, the guy who we can't think of his name.
know his
We
name.
still don't know his name.
Guess
but-
what?
He wasn't popping up on the
He,
Googles or
he
nothing.
Christian from One Life to Live.
Oh.
That's what I do know.
All right. Oh, that was. He was in One Life to Live. All right. So that's Christian. So we're gonna talk about Christian as being the mole. And,
That's who he is. That's what I call him.
Lobos is connect.
Yes, Lobos Inside Connection.
That's dope, and I think that's what's dope about the show, is showing you the insides of the police station. You know what I'm saying, of how they work, the crookedness. I mean, it's just scandal behind scandal behind. They each
Everybody
trying
can
to
be
cover
bought.
up something. Everybody can be bought. Everybody got a price.
Now,
Somebody
what's-
can be bought.
A price.
What's their power?
Honestly, man, to me, the police, it seems like they're just playing catch up. They don't have no power. It's almost like they're behind. They're trying to they're steps behind.
I
them,
agree.
You know,
I feel like I agree that they don't have power, but they chasing the power. The power is if I catch somebody. If I got them dead to rights, I got them locked up, I got them convicted. That's when they receive some power. But right now they just on the run. They just try to catch whatever hint is out there.
Yeah, my thing was they're puzzled. Like, they don't know who has the power.
nope.
So
Anybody who seems
They-
like they might have
they
some
trying
power,
to
they
figure
out
out
there.
where the
Who's this
power
ghost?
is.
Who's ghost?
Yeah.
That's all they know. They think Tommy.
They
Egan
thought
ghost.
Tommy was ghost.
Right.
This ghost character. So they trying to find who has the power.
Who
They're in
has the
search.
power? They're searching.
Yeah,
for it.
and at the same time, they doing whatever corrupt action that can be done to get to that power, or protect the power. You know what I'm saying? In Christian's case, in the Angela's case, they're protecting the power. And I like the way Angela was talking to Ruiz. That's her dude name who they went and found. And she spoke in that Latino. Him with that.
He was kind of
Espanol.
like, "Ain't this a?"
Yeah, he was mad too. He was like, she got me.
Yeah.
She got me. So
They think she was helping him out. You know what I'm saying? If he come home after 2-3 years, you know what I'm saying, or he get off scot free, he can still be back with his team.
And
Like,
be
man,
good,
I ain't
yup.
rat nobody out from the home squad. You know
yep,
what I'm
that's the
saying?
thing. They want to get ratted out. Don't do it. Don't do it.
In that aspect, do we look at Ghost kind of like a rat because he gives tips?
That's why
I
said
did
in the-
not like that.
That's why I said, is he a sellout? I mean, just to me, his whole involvement. I mean, I'm looking at this from the streets' point of view. You ain't supposed to be seen around no police, or you a rat.
Is that
You
not
know.
what he did to Kanan though? Is that not why Kanan is going so
Yup,
hard?
him and Natasha, they put him away.
Yeah,
They
you know what I'm saying?
ratted him out.
That's the thing. They
I
set
did
him up.
not. I didn't like when he did that and gave Dre that paper and told him look for
dude.
old girl and put a tip out that old girl is missing.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
don't involve the law in any
In
aspect
nothing. If you
of your
street,
life
go
when you
street.
in the streets.
That's the thing. He not in the streets. He got people that's connected to. Well, at one point in time, he had people that was connected to him in the streets. He not in the streets. He removed from the streets. Before he was in the clubs, he was probably chilling at the crib with Tasha, just like, yeah, I'm gonna go collect this bag over here, 45 blocks over, pick up my bag. I'm gonna come back home. We gonna
But-
wash up the money.
But he controlling
He controlling the streets.
illegal activity that's going on in the streets, so you still gotta honor the code of the streets.
Still got out on the
He
cold.
like, look, they ain't even seeing me on the streets.
Right.
He feeling far removed from
You
it.
still gotta honor the code of the streets.
He
Your
feeling-
money, that's where
That's-
your money coming from.
That's the thing. He feeling he above the streets. So he like, I gotta get out the streets. I'm gonna leave this to Tommy because I'm above this right now. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna clean it up. I'm done with it.
So I wouldn't say above if he's doing what he's doing as far as like
Initially, he might have felt he was above it.
he might feel like he is, but if you're
back in
willing
it now.
to rat, you're not above the streets. You're below them.
Well,
Period.
it might be. I agree, but it might be his form of thinking. But
You're a rat. You're sewer.
he a rat. You know what I'm saying?
Your sewer.
You know what I'm saying? When you giving up these tips and things on people to get them sent to jail or whatever the case is,
you can't look like you can't think you're above when you doing stuff like that.
Think about it. The average Joe who may not be in the streets but think they're above the streets, like, why are these people doing these street things? They're probably ratting in a certain aspect,
but
they're not a part of it.
They
so
don't
I guess they're not really ratting.
They don't know the streets, and they wouldn't know what code to abide by. Ghost knows that code.
I don't respect the fact that Ghost got a relationship with Angela. The law. I mean, period. I don't think.
I mean, but he got a relationship with Angela,
but he using her, and y'all made a good point with the using.
He using her. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to go back and really review it. I mean, to see what tips he done dropped off and things like that.
Well, you can look at the last episode and see the last tip he told Dre to do was to look for old girl, and I mean,
it was getting the law involved, to get the cops involved.
Get the cops involved on looking for her.
But in another
on her death,
it's like. Stick Milan on my motherfucking head.
And I understand.
Where did this motherfucker come from?
And I understand that, but because it's chess, not checkers.
Yeah.
You're like, look, I'm about to use this pawn over here.
It's chess, not checkers.
Take out this other little particular character that's on my head.
But the overall, he's not a true sellout yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
He got his foot in the sellout box, but it's not what
his pinky toe.
He got a toe in there, right? Because I guess he's still, like y'all said earlier, he's still using it for the good of his information. He's using it to get help his situation.
He's positioning himself,
right?
He hasn't sold out Tommy. Tasha is good. Now, what I think he will do, and I learned this from the last episode when she kept begging him, Angela, to tell her something, he will let her go under. So
the only way
that is what you get for being a side chick.
Only way
exactly.
I'm really
side chicks don't get that wifey.
The only way I'm really gonna deem Ghost, James, Jamie, whatever the name he going by at the time, a sellout is if he give up Tommy or Tasha.
I agree.
Okay.
Everything outside of that circle is like
I don't even know opposition.
Right. I don't know I don't know.
That's true.
I agree.
I don't know the relationship him and Kanan had.
I
you know what
agree.
I'm saying? But what they presented to me is that Tommy and Tasha is like that's bloodline
loyalty.
Like, and if you go against that,
you bogus.
That's bogus. That's a problem. Anything outside of that circle?
I mean, I
don't
guess
know. You might turn a blind eye to some things.
I agree with you in that aspect, but you know, with us growing up, like it's just codes that you go by on the streets and you let everything unfold how it does. And if somebody gets caught up, they get caught up on their own dime.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I understand that. I definitely understand that. If like as far as the codes, I definitely understand that. But in his aspect of like, I'm trying to transition to an average Joe. The dirtier I get trying to take care of some of these problems,
I agree.
The less I can be an average Joe.
So you saying going to the law is his way of trying to wiggle out of that ghost life?
His way of trying to wiggle out of like, I'm Ghost. I'm gonna wiggle back over to this Jamie side or James side.
I hate that name, man.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go ahead and play the chess. Play the chess. Play the chess side. I'm like, where did Jamie even come from?
Jamie. I'm like, his name is James.
She might as well call him Jaime. Jaime.
You see Tasha do it. Ghost.
Yeah, Ghost. You'll always be Ghost. So that's a good point, man. So he's not always selling out. And y'all know another. We about to get up out of here in a minute, y'all. But one thing I did want to hit on, you know, Scandal gets a lot of negative play for her portrayal of being, you know, with the white president and whatnot, her being a black woman. So does James St. Patrick, that's Peter St. James, does Ghost get that same treatment? I mean, leaving his black queen.
Y'all don't.
I got it up.
Leaving his
Y'all
black
gonna
queen.
kill me because I don't watch Scandal. I might have seen
I don't
one
either.
episode.
I don't either. I just know how they view.
I watch Scandal.
Okay,
I
he's a
watched
Scandal
one
watcher.
I'm
episode,
gonna chime in on it,
and it was
So,
something about finding her mama.
yeah, Moms is a cold piece on Scandal. But I'm gonna chime in on that. So, you know, sometimes you view I can't think of her name right now. You know what I'm saying? Scandal lead actress as a side piece because the show is really about her, and she's the side piece of the president. Whereas on Power, the show starts off, it's really about Ghost, and he got a side piece. It's not like on Scandal. It's not like she married and she got a side nigga. You know what I'm saying? Or a side piece, whatever you can. You can go ahead and edit
She
it.
can do whatever she want to do.
When the show is about you and you doing some things, it's like, oh, what's going on over there, man? That's not cool. But when the show is about you and you dibbling to somebody else's, like, man, you supposed to have more power. You supposed to have more power than that.
Yeah.
Like, why you all in this little? Why you in this marriage over here? Why you dipping in there? You supposed to be so cold that you don't even need to do that.
Okay.
You should have your own dude.
So
You know
that's
what I'm
the
saying?
difference.
That's my thought. Like when you see her, like, you know, she come on, she empowering things, you know, not the show Power, but in her show, Scandal,
her role,
she in a position of power. You like, come on, man, don't be a side chick.
Kerry Washington,
Kerry Washington, yeah.
Olivia Pope.
So you saying Olivia
Yeah,
Pope with her start off with the power? It's like she's belittling
Like,
and
she
giving her
is
power away.
The power. Like, she is the, you know, she is like, oh, okay. If she's not in the episode, it's like, what's going on over here?
Right.
She is the power. You know what I'm saying? And then she dipping over here being a side piece. I mean, later on throughout the episode, she not really a side piece. She the side piece, but she really become the main chick, and she really become like the battery in old dude's back. So it's like a journey you go through with her.
Okay.
But it's like, first off, you're like, man, you a side piece.
So
But you kind of see that in Power.
So in her tale, it goes from side piece to she probably making it in the house. Power is the same thing.
The same thing.
But you see that
Power, yeah. Old girl Angela, you know what I'm saying? They start cohabitating, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know if she ever become the battery in the back though. You know what I'm saying? Because in Scandal, it was almost like she wasn't the president, but she was making the presidential moves. Like, hey, famo, move left. And she look over to the right. You know what I'm saying? The president, you know, he talk around it for a little bit, and then he do what she say he should do. That's kind of the vibe you get from Scandal.
Well, because she like his advisor or something.
yeah.
right?
So she was the side piece with power. 'Cause Angela has some power too, but that was a
Angela
good
was
point.
a side piece,
But we look
she
at
had
St.
power
James,
in
though.
another world that was against
That was the right.
her. You know what I'm saying? You know, whoever she was trying to be the main piece to. You know.
So you saying we will accept Jamie's, you know what I'm saying, doing what he doing. He's not looked at in no type of way for dipping off doing what he do.
I'm not saying it's cool. No, I'm not saying that like you look at Ghost like, come on, fam, like you gonna leave the family, you know what I'm saying? You gonna leave the kids, the family for the side piece, and that's one thing. But you look at Olivia Pope, like you got all the power. You is that motherfucker right now. What you doing over here?
Okay, well, but the thing with Scandal, are there any kids involved?
There are kids involved.
Oh, is it? Oh.
But you know, in a presidential type setting, you know what I'm saying? Them kids is
That's
off
a
like
scandal.
them kids is off on a like they off in like what's some schools called where you live in
Boarder
the
school or private school or
off in,
something.
like border school, charter school, whatever the case is. They not in the show.
Okay.
I
They
feel
like
like
off.
that's why it has its name, because that's definitely a scandal. Yeah. That's not a scandal in the world that Power is in, which is the street drug world. That's not a scandal. President, that's a scandal.
So you're saying it's being viewed, the relationship
it's
is
being viewed differently.
Her side piece to him is a little bit more scandalous than Angela's side piece to Jamie, which is just a fun thing. Like it's
Right. Fun thing that went too far.
it went way too far, and
Like he's looked at differently. Like he's the world, well, he's the U.S. leader right now. So for you to do that, yes, it's a scandal. Jamie St. Patrick, who are you? You a petty drug dealer. We trying to lock your up. Like you ain't about the right anyway. Your whole ethics.
Yeah,
is wrong.
no morals. So it's like,
So-
yeah. Hey, that was a good way to break that
Falls in
down.
line.
That's a good. And I ask that because I hear different critiques of scandal or critiques of power, and you never hear people bashing Jamie for doing what he did.
Your
But like you
ethics
said, it's
messed
not
up
even.
anyway.
Yeah, it's not. There's no moral grounds
Yeah,
of them saying.
I'm not gonna say Jamie is in the right, man. Rolling out, he didn't over here spending the night. He didn't brought a toothbrush over to Angela crib.
Man,
you know
he
what I'm
done
saying?
did everything.
He got his kids
done
coming
signed-
over there to hang out.
He done
Come on,
signed
bro.
papers.
And he dipped off with the kids. Like, hey, hold it down with your
Stepmoms.
On the first day
with your
of them
auntie. You
meeting
know what I'm saying? With
up.
your big cuz type. You know, I ain't really
Now
introduced
that
my boo.
that was wrong.
Like, really, bro?
That was wrong for him to do that.
What or leave?
Leave them kids with her on their first day.
They first
meeting
day
her.
there.
Like they don't know her.
That's why it don't work. Stay at the crib, man. Your kids ain't gotta go over. You ain't gotta do the whole meeting of the baby mama and meeting of this.
Yeah, but you can't stay for the kids.
No,
either.
you
That's-
can't.
I agree. You can't
You
stay for the
can't.
kids, but I mean, I don't have any. So, I mean, I'm talking three. You can't stay for them, but at the same time, you probably put up a better fight because of them. You know what I'm saying? I would imagine.
Yeah, and the thing here is, I want to know what is it? Because when the show starts off with Power, I mean, he starts off unhappy. Seems like with her, he wants to get out the game, and it seemed like that's their only riff. And it was
I
until
think
he met
that's their
Angela.
only riff, and that's why I said Tasha only downfall is not accepting him fully. She needs to accept Ghost and James. If she can accept and support and have his back in his transition to the legal world, she will be good.
Good money, man.
She would be good.
That was the only reason
You would
people
have
was
his.
like,
You then at that point she would have his heart and his back, and it'll be like Angela who.
Yep.
yeah, that's the only reason they gave her Angela like an end.
That's what
You know I'm
gave Angela a end.
Hey, before we get up out of here, you know another thing that's in Tasha's ear, her friend Keisha. You know, I believe not really in her ear, but I believe that Tasha being that chick,
Subliminals.
being that having that power and things like that. Because remember that one episode when Keisha said something about
Now you
I'll be
can
able
work
to
for me.
yeah, and I can buy stuff for you and things like that. And you know, it's like that. And she kind of looked up at her like, you know, I don't want you doing stuff for me. I want that. I want to keep having that power.
Yeah.
I don't want that role to switch. So I think that her influence on her buddies and stuff like that is what's want her to have Ghost still being that. You know, she want to continue to be that underboss under him.
What she needs to realize is she can still be that boss.
Just in a different,
Just in a different.
Man, I don't think she
aspect.
know how. Like, remember he told her dress like you going to own it versus like you trying to get in for free. And, you know, and I think her mind, their mindsets are kind of
Yeah.
different. You know, she's still in the streets and he's on like owning boss. So that's
Yeah.
another thing. You know, so you never know, man. With the growth between them two, he's growing one way, she's growing another way, and it's gonna be interesting how this next season play out.
It is, and I think she needs to get out more. She doesn't do anything.
No,
Like,
yeah, she doesn't really do anything.
she hang out with
And
Tommy
that-
more
and
than
that's,
Ghost.
And that's the other thing. He looks at Angela like
got
a
something else
trophy,
going
like
on.
something to show off. So
Yeah, she clearly
she like a
needs to-
trophy.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's all.
Tasha clearly need to. I mean, because she clearly is intelligent based on the show.
Oh,
But what she-
Hold on, you
what-
said
what she-
Ghost look at Tasha like a trophy? That's it, or Angela?
No, Angela.
Oh, Angela. Okay.
someone
okay.
he can have by his side, like
I'm clean, and this is who I'm. Versus I'm clean, and I'm still rolling
I
with
feel
my
like
day
Tasha
one.
played that same
Good point.
role though, but
she.
But he
could.
don't-
she can play that
could.
same.
He
That's
don't-
what I'm
he
saying.
don't view her. I don't think he views her as that. Like when he
because
could
she don't
wear
want to
the-
view him as I'm going to get. I'm asking for this hotel contract. I'm asking for this. She want to view him as I'm the boss in these streets. Bring the paper up to
Yep.
me. You know what I'm saying? We gonna clean it here. This is my cut, and I give you whatever's left. That's what she
Yep.
want. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
She want a certain level of power from him that
Yeah.
kind of crosses over to her. And if he doing his thing in a normal way, then he losing some power. He gotta like placate to others in the industry to actually, you know what I'm saying, be in position.
I'll give you an example. Last episode with them at the hotel as the alibi.
Uh-huh.
She only got out and played their role perfectly because it was manipulative and dirty because she still had power saving him. Giving him an alibi. Crime. She wants to be a drug king's wife.
And you know who wanted to be just like her? Holly.
Yep.
You know, when she saw Ghost in the club and was like, I'll be working with you. I know who you are, Ghost. And he looked at her.
She wants that title of kingpin's wife, not club owner's wife.
Kingpin.
She wants to be a kingpin's wife.
Because when she went and cut that shower off, I'm like, I was trying to understand what was going on.
She loved it.
She loved it.
She loved it.
Yeah.
She liked it.
Yeah. Embodied that role. She's like,
She loved that.
Yeah.
And
texting Angela back and forth like that. And I'm thinking like, damn, Ghost, you left your phone back, not realizing he needed that alibi.
no phones. No cell towers ringing off.
so it's crazy because that's going to be her downfall is if she can't transition over to him being out the game. I feel like neither one of them deserve him. It's gonna have to be another chick that's gonna take him 360. Sometimes he's gonna have to be James. Sometimes he might have to put on that hood.
And going back to what you said, like neither one of those chicks deserve him. I mean, I ain't gonna get into deserves and things of that nature, but almost like with the side chick scenario, when you go from one chick right to the next one, it's like in my mind, in my thought process, you really like that's not a rational thing to be like, all right, I'm leaving Angela, I'm leaving Tasha to go straight to Angela. You gotta leave Tasha because I'm trying to leave Tasha, period. And if Angela happens to come across your path in 2-3 months, 30 days, whatever the case
that's
is,
the only way to really
then that's
work, man.
okay. That's cool. But if you leaving Tasha strictly for Angela, that's some sucker shit.
It's not gonna work. Which brings back to the point: you can't make your side piece jump off your main, especially if that's the reason. Because it's a mental dynamic. It's a actual physical, lively dynamic. It's all these dynamics. I can't, if I'm used to just smashing you in the backseat of the car, or smashing you randomly here or there, and got you in this just a smash box. It's kind of tough putting you in this. I'm gonna make love to you box. I'm gonna take you out and take you to a nice restaurant box.
Right.
I want to be seen out with you dressed up box. In this
I'm gonna
case,
have a discussion with you, box.
Right.
Versus like, hey, it's going down.
It's just going down. We don't have nothing to talk about. It's just going down. But in this case, he had a side piece that had feelings and emotions, so it took it to another level. But still showing how it's not working because of the problems that we are seeing unfolding before our eyes in the show. But man, y'all, this was an amazing power discussion. Did y'all have anything else to add? Because I never looked at Tasha so ruthlessly until the night when y'all broke her down on how she needs to be in that role as the underboss in order to feel power. And once she lose that, Ghost is going down.
Yep.
Like you said, once she feel like she's not doing that no more, because I would be thinking like, man, he's moved on with Angela. Why is she still around? But it's just her feeling like, man, Ghost needs me and I need to have his back.
Real quick.
Oh, wait. Oh, okay, so we gotta touch on this.
Go ahead.
Because she did lose Ghost and she didn't have that power no more. So guess where she recouped her power?
She ran over there with
Tommy.
Yeah.
Oh,
she ended up making the moves for him.
Yeah, she was happy to go over there.
Happy.
Even though Baby Girl stole from me, I'm gonna take her in because it's coming from Tommy's pal.
Yep. I'm still in this game. I'm
needed. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yep.
But another, not to cut that off. Because this might be another time, another talk. But another aspect to bring into that is what these last couple episodes has brought in is a young man missing his father in the home.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Reek out here wilding.
Wilding.
Now Reek,
he just
out here rambling through things. He done found a chopper. He done took it to school.
He done stopped his mama hand.
He like, you gotta catch that fade. Mom put the hand up like, I see it coming. But God damn it.
I gotta catch the fade.
He done cussed that Ghost.
He didn't
a side
He
B.
didn't push Ghost
He
off.
said no. He called it a side piece.
Side B, yes. Yo, side B, like, whoa, what you say to me, little mother lover? And then he pushed his hand off.
What you want me to apologize like I did to your side? I was like, oh, but and Ghost was wrong. He's so wrapped up emotionally into Angela that he not even realizing the effects that it's having on his kids, and he even went unnaturally to her defense when he grabbed him up.
Snatched him up.
It wasn't because he cussed. It was because he called Angela his side bitch.
Yeah, that's what it was about.
That's what it was about. It
Then
wasn't
he thought
about him
it.
cussing.
Then he thought about.
Then he
got
thought
that
about
little
it.
haze. You know what I'm saying? But if you push your daddy off, you gotta catch them hands.
He pushed.
I don't give a damn what it's about.
You should, but that wasn't his
the motivation.
reason.
That wasn't the
That
motivation.
wasn't his motivation behind it, and I didn't like that.
Because he realized, like, man, my son really see what's good, and this is the reason why, you know, why she is the reason why we in this predicament. Me wanting to be with my side piece and neglecting the crib, and it was like that was a good point. I think he snatched him up because of him calling her the side piece, and reality hit him. He got angry. He came to her defense, and then he stopped
Really quickly.
Yeah, man. Divorce definitely has an effect on our young boys, man. Luckily, I wasn't a product of that person that it had an effect on me. I was strong enough to understand that Pops was, you know, going to do Pops, man. You know what I'm saying? And I think, though, that comes from having a good mama. You know, a lot of us go through divorce, but as long as you got a strong moms there, that's going to hold it down. Because normally in divorces, kids rarely go with the daddy anyway, and they always stay at the crib with mom. So as long as you got a strong mama, man, you know, you'll make it through that. So
I was actually scared with that with my son, but he turned out pretty great.
Because you was strong in there for him. That's what's up.
And going to Arizona after he graduated.
That's what's up. Yeah. Well, yo, I thank everybody for tuning in to us, Rated R Radio. We will be bringing this to y'all every week, every other week with topics, interviews, stuff about music, no matter what it is, man. I'm trying to hit it. So thank you for coming through. Miss Shaunt'e, this won't be the last time we have her as a guest in here in our studios.
Hey.
It's coming up real soon. My man Ken Phise. You already know what it is, my brother.
When the music stops.